Well, as you all know, every month I create a concept art design challenge over on my Discord community. These design challenges range from creating new locations from existing games to redesigning characters. So it could be whatever. We've done everything from Zelda to Cyberpunk here. For this month's challenge, I asked the community to create a vehicle that would fit into the Fallout universe. I love these games. They have this kind of a 1960s atomic age vibe. It's an alternate timeline. It's kind of retro future in a way. And I thought that would be a really just an interesting creative challenge for everybody in the community. Got some really nice designs this month. No, there are no prizes. there's nothing to win here other than to be featured in one of these slideshows like what you're about to see. I know I said there are no prizes, but I'll tell you what, every now and then there's a few of them that just really stand out and I want to highlight them. This particular one is by Alexander Ingles, and man, this is pro level. This is the Redfish model 1999. Look at this. We've got our little sketches, the breakdown for a modeler to build this design. We've got a couple of different angles. I think there was probably a little bit of 3D used in the creation of this process. The rendering, the atmosphere, this sets the tone. This is top tier, some of the best concept art I've ever seen for something like a vehicle design. If this guy is not already working as a pro, he should be. Just really impressive, Alexander. Wow. Love the little flourishes. Even have look at this subtlety, little shadow, because it's casting a shadow across the street. Oh man, just nice subtleties, good material rendering. Although, as we're getting into, new next generation, PlayStation 5 level of graphics, you'd probably have to go in and add a bit more detail. Like some of these things get to be a little bit blurred and a little bit nondescript. Those are the kind of things that would need call outs and they would need a little bit more detailing. But otherwise, man, great presentation. Look at this, he's even got people in here. So you see the scale of this. What a cool design too, this camper. I'd love to have one of those. Next up, I thought this was a really cool design of a train. So you kind of got this fully rendered, not fully rendered, but a nicely rendered, very clearly this kind of stainless steel sort of a unibody design almost. It really does definitely look like one of those old campers from that era. And you've got all these cutaways and breakdowns, and this is just really nice for the modeler to build from. Unfortunately, the artist did not sign this work, but they did this, whoever it was, definitely has a great future in concept art because, man, the cutout, the call outs, the cutaway showing how it would be aged in the future. So we get to see it in its prime, and then we get to see how people would modify and adapt it into an actual livable space. And you see this all throughout the world of Fallout in all of the games, where they'll take an old aircraft carrier and it's beached, it's up on the surface of between canyons or something, and they've gutted it and then they've turned it into a living quarters, almost like a military base. And this is just a perfect example of maybe phase one of a concept sketch. It's still a little bit loose, should be a lot more detail in something like this, if a modeler was going to build it. But man, just the idea itself, the design is very good, very pro, just very impressive. Whoever did this design, super nice. You should sign your work though. And this one is from Hoheim, who has also participated in a few other designs previously. I thought this was cool because it's a Nuka-Cola quantum ice cream truck. And I thought, this is a perfect example of where you would take the kind of shapes of older style buses and things of that era and modify it into, what it might look like if it were going to be, extended into the future, as if they just kept going with that design language. And this is just really nice design. Again, with some of the rendering, it's a little bit still very flat. Really good consistency of shape design. I think that these guys were helping each other out, that communication where everybody started going, oh yeah, let's see it in its prime, and then let's also see it in its more dilapidated state. Again, I'd like to see a little bit more material rendering on a few things, but this isn't a critique. This isn't a hey, you should do this, you should do that. I think it's exceptional. This is a great piece to have in your portfolio. So anyway, great job on that one, Hoheim, and great job to everybody this month who contributed designs. And if you want to get involved, check out the link below for the Discord community. If you're an artist and you don't know what concept artists do, get involved with this challenge. It's a good way to practice, and the community will help you to get on the rails, to develop your creative skills, flex your creative muscles. You can even kind of share in the process and help each other out. It's pretty cool to see it all come together. Anyway, without further ado, let's dig into this month's Fallout designs. Everybody knows how demanding it is to be a concept artist or an artist in today's modern society, specifically in the video game industry. That is why I've created the legendary Photoshop cheat box. If you want to double or triple your speed, then you're going to need to know some of the techniques and tricks that I've developed over the last 20 years of working with Photoshop. I'm going to show you very concise, step-by-step ways to improve your process and to ultimately get greater results in less time, making your employers happy, getting you more money, and ultimately even possibly growing your audience online as well. So check out my legendary Photoshop cheat box.